Welcome to the channel, and today is the one and only mega hike up to the grand finale of Ben Nevis. As you see here, going across the bridge really pumped our hearts of ascending this mighty mountain, which I will show you what it really means going for the biggest achievement of my life. Gradually turning left to go through our first hill steep part, where it did feel our muscles tensioning and knew it's going to be a rough ride ahead for us both. Hitting our first many calm points and signs, these many steps along the way was only the beginning of a much agony action of feeling which seemed to take forever, at least going up for the next few hundred meters of climbing. Coming up here was a few signs of rock slides from previous waterfall, where surely wasn't deadly enough to slip, but have to keep your wits at all times. Another little tricky part here that leads you over to the next section, and what a stun of a view to witness. It was such a shame that not much water flowing, but indeed it sure captured the moment at time. Oh my, what have we put ourselves into here? At this point I'm looking directly to the top and it's very difficult to see, but there are people zigzagging across like miniature ants following the colony. This is where it's getting serious on our leg workout and stamina by now. At this point the walking poles sticks are out to play the game, and sure it is helping us for now. Now here coming up to a much smoother and running waterfall you ever see in this path climbing up to the summit. You only just hear it as soon you arrive around the corner and stands at a greater distance, which flows down the valley beneath us into the lochs below. Just shows what nature is capable of supplying fresh water. I sure did drink from the water source, fresher than any supermarket supply. This next part took us by surprise, as I knew the terrain of the area has changed colour from a much greener reserve land to a lighter greyish rocky scramble path of which it took some time getting up. It doesn't seem a lot, but trust me on this one, it sure was one hell of a test knowing one small slip could cost us dearly. At this point was only the beginning of a zigzag fill, a never ending climb. Finally hitting the worst part to come, a much steeper slope climb onto the snowy patches, which again really hits you when you're not sort of comfortable, and fear kicks in this time as you're thinking of all sorts of possibilities of danger ahead. This was the only beginning of the snow climb, and sure hell I wouldn't quit until I got my senses, or what's left of them, hiking up this mega mountain. And here we go again. This time I knew the snow was only going to get a lot worse. Thankfully it was just soft snow to walk on and wasn't that deep. Well, not yet for at least. This was the toughest part to ascend, as there were no snow. You would able to see the difference how steep this next part really is, which took us both by surprise and out of breath on the same occasions. Without the aid of a walking pole, I doubt I could go any further, and unfortunately no crampons was in use, so it made the climb even more excitement, even though all it takes is one slip and you're going back down for sure. The way we had to do this was dig your foot into another footprint to get traction, and stab those walking poles in through the snow as much so you can get a little bit more momentum. It's roughly about 4 hours at this point, so it's now or never to achieve this magnificent peak. I must say, in my mind I thought I was using a lot of cuss words that probably helped a bit to keep the spirit up. As well, my friend egging me on that you can do it. It's not far. Yeah, right, not far, he says, with still over a mile to go to the summit. So there it is, the two of the unfittest blokes of the century conquering Ben Nevis, which took blood, sweat and tears to a whole new level. This 1345 metre mountain really battered us throughout the journey. With an overall 8.5 hours of round trip, it sure was not a disappointing ascent. To see spectacular views all around, the weather sure made the day of us to enjoy. Thank you for watching this conquest of us hiking up to Ben Nevis. It was certainly a grand day out to do it, and with many other summits I did in the past, it surely won't be the last. Until next time, stay tuned for more adventures of awesomeness, and consider subscribe, hitting the like button and comment on what your thoughts on the video was. Peace out.